freaks, fans, and friends. It is the Pope of Plastic here from the messy Cathedral of Model Building. This is what happens when you build models 7 days a week. It's messy. It's messy work, and this is my life. And I can tell you that the past month has been very, very busy with model building. We've completed a few builds. Some of them didn't take that long. Some of them are in progress, and some of them are finished. And I figured I would show you what I've been working on, what I've finished, what I'm currently building. And because a lot of the times all you see me on here doing is unboxing reviews of vintage models from Harry's Hobbies. And I am an actual professional model builder, so I figured I'd show you a few things that I've just completed and give you some kind of a review of the kits that I just worked on and the kit that I'm currently working on. So the kit I just finished this weekend was a fun one, and if you know me, I'm not known for my clean model builds. I like stuff that is super dirty, weathered, rusty, battled, fatigued, that kind of stuff. But every once in a while I have a customer that requires or wants something that's clean. And to be honest with you, not my favorite thing to do, but I like all model building, so I find enjoyment in all of it. And this one we did was, let me show you the box cover first, was the Tamiya 124 scale Porsche GT3RS. And this is a great car, by the way. I've had the opportunity to drive this car a few times, and it is a beast of a car on track, I can tell you that much. And I had a good a friend of mine who wanted me to build one for his son, so that's what we did. And let me show you the completed build. Now, these 124 scale car kits by Tamiya are fabulous. Now, here you go. There she is. These are great kits. Tamiya really has the 124 scale down pat. I mean, their engineering is fantastic. The instructions are terrific, and they're just really, really great kits in there. I just because this is still wet, I just knocked the mirror off. But a great build. Now, this is what we call a curbside kit. If you don't know what a curbside kit is that it is a kit that does not have an engine in it. Now, it looks like it has an engine, if you see there with the exhaust sticking out, but it does not have an engine, which I usually recommend for first-time modelers, just so you can kind of get your feet wet. You're not having to worry about the complications of all the exhaust and the suspension and the transmission and all that stuff, and you can build a really cool model without having to do the engine. And usually, it's just a body and the headlights and the body fairings and things like that, and then the interior, obviously. And Tamiya has a lot of great 124 scale curbside kits. And just read the box, see if it includes an engine or not. And if you're new to model building, then this is what I would recommend you doing for first-time model build. Now listen, just because it's a curbside kit doesn't mean it's super easy, because this kit was not super easy. Especially the rear on this kit is a little bit challenging. The decals somewhat challenging, because you got to use solve set to get these decals to sit down on the forms. And if you're not used to doing that or have never done that before, this would be a good kit for you to practice on. But I'm not going to say that this was easy, because it wasn't. On a scale of 1 to 10, the Pope's scale of 1 to 10 of difficulty, I'd give this a 4 for me. Now, for somebody who's never model built before, this probably be a 5 or a 6. But I'm going to recommend it because it's a beautiful kit and it goes together. The fit and finish is fantastic. But what I will say is that you got to just take your time, read the instructions, and it all comes down to paint. How good you paint is how good the model is going to come out. And terrific model kit. And Tamiya always has a really nice, always their engineering on the 124 scale kits is always fantastic. So no problems there. The difficulties are going to come from the decals, the painting, and some of the assembly of like the headlights is a little bit difficult. But actually putting in the glass and everything is really easy. It's engineered real well, so you're not going to have a problem getting glue all over the glass, which is a good thing. So because of the way that the glass goes into the car, you can glue the tabs that, you know, they're fairly generous tabs. So when you can put the window in, and then you can glue the tab actually from the back side, and you're going to come out with nice looking glass. They also provide you with masking, so you can, if you can see that, for the black around the windows, they provide you with masking to achieve that look, which is really great as well. So anyway, very nice kit. Highly recommend it. Now, number 2. This is the extreme opposite of the Tamiya 1/24 scale kits. Now, it's still Tamiya, but it is the opposite end of the spectrum, okay? Some of you may have seen the 1/12 scale Tamiya Formula 1 kits, and you see them in the hobby shop, and you're like, oh, I want to build one of those. Those are beautiful. They're a little expensive, but hell, I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna build this thing. Well, let me give you a word of warning first. Yes, it's Tamiya. Yes, it's in a new box. Yes, it says it has photo etch. So you think, oh, it's got photo etch. This has to be a brand new kit. It is not. These are kits from the 1970s. The molding is from the 1970s. The engineering is from the 1970s. So do not think that you are getting a modern Tamiya kit, because you are not. And the old kits from Tamiya are not like today's kits. The engineering isn't quite as good because it was done before computers. So you're going to have some fit issues. You're going to have some molding issues. These are extremely difficult kits, and you do not want to just jump into one of these just because you think it looks cool, because I can tell you most likely you're going to give up once you get to, say, something like the front suspension. Maybe even as you get through the engine, you're going to get confused, and it's not going to be a lot of fun for you. So I would recommend starting out with 1/24 scale, then move up to 1/24 scale that has an engine, then move up to a 1/24 scale F1 car, so you get used to kind of doing suspensions before you go into doing a 1/12 scale Tamiya vintage F1 kit. I've built a lot of these things, and every single one is slightly different and has its different challenges. The one I just finished is the most difficult one that I have put together yet, and I think I've put together almost all of them, and this one was the most challenging, but it's also one of the most beautiful. So here we have the 1972 Lotus, driven by Emerson Fittipaldi. Now, the one disappointing thing with the modern kits is they do not provide you with the John Player special decals, so I'm going to have to order those to complete this. But what a beautiful, beautiful model. Now, let me tell you where the challenges lie in this thing. As soon as here's the top, I'll remove that. Once it's going to tell you to do the seat belts first. If you see the seat belts, not a real problem. It takes a little time, especially weaving the fabric material through the different buckles and everything, and you'll get through that. And then as soon as you get through that, you're going to move into the front suspension, which I will take this off right now. So this is the nose of the car. I've got to gently remove this. That's the rear. These are not toys. And these things, this is a pain to get off. Okay, here we go. So there's your nose. Now look at this front suspension and all the components here. This was what we call a mofo in the model building world. That was a mofo to do. That took me, I think 3 to 4 days to do, because it really requires 2 sets of hands, and I work by myself. I don't have 2 sets of hands, so I had to figure out ways to hold parts so I could get other parts in, and the thing kept falling apart. And let me tell you, it was a pain in the rear end, and it is difficult. Okay, and then once you get done with that, then they're going to have you do some stuff up here in the front. The cockpit and the tub and this stuff isn't that complicated. Then you get back into the back where you're doing the engine. The engine, I built a lot of engines, so the engine wasn't that complicated for me. It gives you very good instructions on how to do all of the plumbing and wiring. Again, if you've never done it before, it's going to be intimidating, but once you get used to it, it's not bad. Just follow the instructions carefully. Make sure you thoroughly look at the instructions before you start, okay? And familiarize with what's going on. Really understand what's going on before you start it. The difficulties come in the headers, which don't have the best fit, and the instructions aren't super clear, so you got to take your time. To be honest with you, the first time I did it, I had them in backwards, if you can believe it. It's just because the instructions are confusing. But once I got it figured out, that was okay. I thought the pipes were supposed to be straight, but they're not. They actually go inward, which thank God, because I was ready to go and straighten them and everything else. Luckily, I didn't have to do that after I did some research. Ironically enough, a good friend of mine owned this actual car. He was a big collector of Formula One cars, and he had a bunch of the original cars, and he had this actual real car. So he was able to send me a lot of reference for this car. Now, then you get into the suspension parts. What I will tell you about these suspension parts back here is you have to be really, really careful, because if you break one of those parts, you are going to be, you're going to end up having to fixing the part is very, very hard, is what I can tell you. And it's just not easy. So just be very careful with the suspension parts, because if you break one, you are going to have a challenge getting it fixed, because of the tension that you have to put on the suspension part. It's just going to end up breaking again. So the better thing is actually make a whole new part, or you're going to have to order a replacement part, which is going to be a pain. But anyway, so just be very, very careful. These vintage kits are not for the faint at heart. So please, please, please be careful when you're building these, and don't make this the very first model kit that you do, please, because it looks amazing and you think it's going to be great fun and everything else. Because I assure you, if you haven't built one before, it is not going to be fun. I'm telling you, it is not going to be fun. You're just going to be frustrated, and you're going to end up quitting the hobby, and then you're going to blame me, and I don't want you to do that. So work your way up to one of these complicated Formula One kits by Tamiya. Oh, here's the little, this just sets on the top. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful model. So I was very happy with that. So let me put that over here. Let me show you what I'm currently working on. Some of you may know that Zoukei Mura in Japan, if you know me, you hear me talk about Zoukei Mura all the time, because I'm a huge, huge fan of Zoukei Mura. I think they are the best model company in the world, in my opinion. Definitely for aircraft, they are the best. Yes, even better than Tamiya, better than just about anybody you can imagine. Their molding is incredible. Their instructions are the best I've ever seen. Their decals are amazing. They use Cartograph in Italy for the decals. Just the attention to detail is incredible. The fit and finish is amazing. That doesn't mean they're easy, because these are very, very detailed models. So therefore, when you have a very detailed model, you have a complicated model. But again, if you follow the instructions, which are very, very clearly written and transcribed, they are just wonderful kits. So what am I working on now? I'm very fortunate that Zoukei Mura sent me this kit that I'm working on currently, and that is the Phantom F4C Wild Weasel by Zoukei Mura. This is their Super Wing series. Now this is their 148 scale. They're really known for their 132nd scale, which are just jaw-dropping. And I built the BF109 not too long ago, one of the greatest 132nd scale kits I've ever done. This is a 148 scale version of everybody's favorite jet, the F4 Phantom. I know it was my favorite. So let me show you where I'm at here on this. I'm going to take the ejection seats out so you can see. So I haven't gotten in. I've got the cockpit done and the fuselage together, but I haven't done any sanding or anything on this yet. So you can see how beautifully detailed the cockpit is on this aircraft. It is absolutely insane for 1/48 scale. It really just doesn't get any better than this. And the assembly of this was excellent. Now here's the ejection seat. Now I haven't done any, see if I can get it to focus. Man, I tell you, there you go. I haven't added seat belts yet. I will be adding seat belts to this shortly. But so far, this kit is just the way they engineer these with this top section. So you don't have a top seam here. You do have a little bit of a seam back in here, and a little bit of seam in here, and a little bit of seam up in the nose. But the fit is fantastic. So even if you have a perfect fit, you still want to go back and sand and get it absolutely perfect, which I'll be doing next. Now let me show you, if you've never seen one of these kits before, I just want to show you how great the instructions are. So here's the instructions booklet. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I just want to show you how detailed this is. Very early on, you're picking what version, and then they're telling you how to follow the instructions for which version you're doing. When you get in here, everything is done multiple times over, so they really repeat themselves a lot with different illustrations, with different angles and everything else, so you can really understand how the assembly process goes. They have a very clear call outs for the different paints. The thing that I love about their instructions is at the top of the page, on each page, they're going to tell you what paints you need for the assembly below. So if you move to the next page, they're going to tell you up here what paints you need. So you're not having to, if you don't have all the paints memorized, you're not having to go back to the front of the instructions to find out what paints you need, which I find with Tamiya is very frustrating. Even though I've been building so long, I have them all memorized, so I don't usually have to go and look at something. But now they seem to be changing the nomenclature of the paints to like LP whatever, and then the spray cans. I never use a rattle can, so I wish they would just stay with calling out the X colors, XF1, blah blah blah. And then they have them only in the front of the booklet. So if you don't know what XF1 is, you got to go back to the front of the booklet to find out what XF1 is, and you have to continuously do that if you don't have it memorized. But their instructions are extremely clear with tons of different blow-ups of the different assemblies in different positions from different angles, so you really understand how the assembly goes. Their instructions are extremely detailed. I mean extreme, almost like overkill. But that's what you want in instructions. I want overkill. I want them, because I'm stupid. I'm a dumbass. So I want them to really explain this stuff to me. You know, so anyway, I'm very fortunate to get to build for Zoukei Mura. At least they send me kits that are coming out, and I get to, you know, build them and then give my feedback and post on here and post on TikTok. And I have a very exciting kit that they just sent me that I'll be doing soon. I'm not allowed to speak about it because it hasn't come out yet. So, but I'm really excited to share it with you, and I will share it very soon once I have permission from them to show it to everybody. And I'll do a detailed unboxing of it when I get it. But if you haven't tried a Zoukei Mura kit, please go out there and get one. They are, not only do they make the best kits in the world, but I can tell you they are some of the nicest people on the planet. They are very supportive. They're very supportive to me. And they're just wonderful model company, you know, and they really love model building. and it speaks through the kits that they develop, their love for it and their love for history and aviation. So you can't go wrong with a company like that, for sure. Unlike Tamiya, I've reached out to Tamiya 100 times. I've never heard anything back from Tamiya. Got no support. Not that I need their support, but I use a lot of their products. It'd be nice if they supported, us professional model builders, but I haven't gotten anywhere with Tamiya. Zoukei Mura is so responsive. I've given them ideas. They're receptive to ideas, and just a wonderful company. So we need to support companies like that support us. So go out and support Zoukei Mura. I'll have their description down in the description section of this video, and you can check out Zoukei Mura and see what they have. That they're always coming out with stuff that is just absolutely amazing, and they have what a catalog they have of 1/32 scale aircraft and 1/48 scale. If you like Phantoms, they have a bunch of Phantoms, which are fantastic. So anyway, that's all for me, the Pope of Plastic. I just wanted to share a little bit about what I've been working on and what I've finished and what I'm currently working on, and we have some really exciting builds coming up after I do the F4 Phantom. I am going to be jumping into something that is really epic, and that is a 1/32 scale B-24J in all aluminum, actual aluminum panels. So you're going to want to check that out. This is going to be an incredible build. It's going to be probably take me well over a month to complete, but it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to do it. And I'll be doing that next, along with some other Zoukei Mura kits. So stay tuned to those, and I will always be squeezing in small builds in between on the weekends. I do the big builds on the weekdays. I do the small builds on the weekends. This weekend I'll be doing an old locomotive from the 1800s, a Revell, I think it's a Revell or a monogram, Revell or monogram. It's a snap tight kit. So this kit isn't going to be complicated to build, but the detailing on it is really, really good. So what I want to do is just build it, and I just want to paint a locomotive all weathered and everything else. So I'm going to be doing that this weekend. You can watch me live on TikTok at the Pope of Plastic on TikTok. You can watch me do that live. And then come back here on Friday. I'll be doing more vintage unboxings from Harry's Hobbies in Norton, Massachusetts. Thank you to Harry. He always supports me. And it looks like I will be going in August to the IPMS convention, the Nationals. I'm not displaying, I'm not entering any contest. I may be displaying a couple of models by Zoukei Mura. I'm going to be going there to meet with the folks from Zoukei Mura, and I'm going to go around and do some lives and do some interviews and walk around and check out the IPMS. I've never been to it, so I'll be excited to go. And if you all are going to be there, please shoot me a message and say, "Hey, Pope, I'd love to sit down and and have a cup of Joe with you or whatever." I'd love to do that. Anyway, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate your support on here. YouTube's been wonderful. I was very intimidated by YouTube. I didn't know how to work it or anything else. But I seem to have gotten a little bit better at it. So now I can bring my stupidity over here to YouTube as well as TikTok. And please check out my website, thepopeofplastic.com. If you're new to model building and you want to learn from somebody who does it for a living, please go there. You can sign up for a 1-hour one-on-one model building session with me, and I'd be happy to teach you some tips and get you started and give you some advice, and we can do that on a video call live with each other, and it would be terrific. So, and I charge a nominal fee to do that, but please go to my website, thepopeofplastic.com, and check that out. I'll see you back here on this Friday. I'll be doing another vintage unboxing from Harry's Hobbies. I have no idea what I'll be unboxing, but I'm sure it'll be something really exciting. Till next time, this is the Pope of Plastic from the Cathedral of Model Building.